Welcome to the next episode on 60 Days to JAMB, the third episode actually. Here, we're going to solve some word problems that involves fractions. So don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, don't forget to share this video to your friends. We're going to answer the two questions on the board. We'll start with this. The question says that a student spent 1/5 of his allowance on books, half of the remainder on food, and kept the rest for contingencies. What fraction was kept? So these are the options that we have. Now, I have outlined the solution in steps. So we are going to follow these steps and get the answer to the question. Now, he spent 1/5 of his allowance on books. First of all, we don't know the amount that was the allowance initially. So we can say, let the total allowance be X. Let's say in Naira, for example. Now, he spent 1/5 of this allowance on what? Books. So the fraction that is spent on books is 1/5 of the allowance, X. That is 1/5 times X. And that is what? X over 5. Now, he spent half of the remainder on food. First of all, we need to get the remainder before getting the amount he spent on what? On food. So the remainder will be the total allowance minus the fraction spent on books. That is X minus X over 5. So this is simply 5 times X is what? 5X minus X over 5. 5X minus X is 4X over 5. So this is to say that the remainder is 4/5 of the allowance. Now, he spent half of this on what? On food. So the amount spent on food is 1/2, which is half, of 4X over 5. That is 4X over what? 5. So this is actually half times 4X over 5. 2 here is 1, 2 here is what? 2. 1 times 2X is 2X. 1 times 5 is what? 5. So the fraction that was spent on food is 2/5 of the allowance. Now, he kept the rest for what? Contingencies. Now, how do we get the amount or the fraction that he kept for contingencies? That is actually the remainder, what is left, after spending this and this on food and books respectively. To get the fraction that was kept, we are going to remove this fraction spent on food from the remainder, because this is what is left after removing this amount spent on books from the total allowance. So if we remove this amount spent or the fraction spent on food from the total remainder, we are going to get the remainder that is now kept for contingencies. So this is equal to the remainder, which is 4X over 5, minus the amount or the fraction spent on food, 2X over what? 5. So 5, the denominators are the same. We have 4X minus 2X. So this is actually what? 2X over what? 5. So the fraction that was kept for contingencies is 2/5 of the total allowance. 2/5 of the total what? Allowance. So that gives us 2/5. 2/5. So now let's go to the next question. For this second question that we have here, it says that 3 brothers in a business deal share the profit at the end of a contract. The first received 1/3 of the profit and the second 2/3 of the remainder. If the third received the remaining 12,000 naira, how much profit did they share? Alright, I have outlined the steps again, like I did in the first question. So, we don't know the total profits that they share, so we can say, let the total profit be Y. Now, the first received 1/3 of the profit. So the first person will receive 1/3, which is 1/3, of what? Y. This is simply 1/3 times Y, and that is what? Y over 3. So the first person received Y over 3 naira. Now, the second person received what? 2/3 of the remainder. So before we get the amount received by the second person, we need to get what? The remainder first. Y minus the amount received by the first person, y over 3. So going by fractions, we have 3 times y is 3y minus y over 3. This is what? 2y over 3. So this is the remainder. Now the second person received what? 2/3 of the remainder. This is the remainder, 2 over 3 of y. So the second person will receive 2 over 3 of this 2 over 3y. So that will be what? 2 over 3 times 2 over 3y. This is just what? 4y over 9. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 3 is 9. Now, if the third person received the remaining 12,000 naira, before we can get the amount received by the third person, we need to take away the amount received by the second person from the remainder. So we'll get what is left. 2y over 3 minus the amount received by the second person, 4y over 9. So let's go. The LCM is 9. 3 into 9 is 3 times 2y is 6y. 9 into 9 is 1 times 4y is what? 4y. So 6y minus 4y is 2y over what? 9. Which is 2 over 9 of y. The same thing. This is the remainder. Like the question said, the third person received the remaining 12,000 naira. So this is what is remaining now, and it belongs to the third person. So the third person will receive what? 2y over 9. But this fraction is equal to this amount, 12,000 naira. So I will equate this together to give me what I have now. 2y over 9 is equal to 12,000 naira. If I cross multiply, 2y times 1 is 2y. 9 times 12,000 is 108,000. Dividing both sides by 2 to get y is equal to 108,000 divided by 2. That is actually 54,000. So this is the total profit that was shared among the 3 of the brothers. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to share this video to your friends. I'll see you in the next episode.